Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch, and welcome today to the third Pantor that I've reviewed on the channel. Welcome today also to probably the last Pantor that I'll be reviewing on the channel. This one was sent to me by Pantor for review, as were the other two, but I think they're unlikely to send me a fourth given what I'm about to say. I just don't quite get the brand. I don't really see what it is that Pantor's doing that nobody else is doing. The first Pantor that I looked at about 6 months or so ago was the Sea Lion. Now this one got some seriously good reviews elsewhere on YouTube. I was delighted to get one in, excitedly unpeeled it and found a nicely machined but rather bland cushion case NH35 powered printed dial dive watch with a straight cut N-Link bracelet for a little under $400 US. The second Pantor that I got in was the Nautilus a couple of months ago. Again, a cushion cased NH35 powered printed dial dive watch. This one at least had the advantage that it was a little bit cheaper at $229. Now, I subscribed to the Pantor email newsletter and I got an email from them a couple of months ago heralding the arrival of their latest model, the Sea Turtle, for $500 plus US. And I got a bit excited again. What are we going to get from Pantor for $500 plus? Sellita 200, ETA 2824, bit of bronze perhaps. But no, what we got was a printed dial Seiko NH35 powered cushion cased dive watch on a silicone strap, not even on a bracelet. Now Pantor have since reduced the prices. You can pick up one of these on Amazon for around $430 US, but I'm just not quite sure why you would, given that you can buy a Seiko Samurai on a rubber strap that does exactly the same thing, but you can put $100 plus US change in your pocket as well. It's not all bad, the head of the watch is very nicely manufactured, but I just find it a bit bland. Let's flip the camera and have a look, shall we? Oh dear, I seem to rather have made soup of this particular sea turtle before I've even opened the packaging. It's not all bad, I promise you, I just don't quite get Pantor's USP. If you're a Pantor owner, perhaps you can leave me a comment, tell me why you bought the watch and what the brand does for you. Packaging. I do like the packaging. I do like these boxes. They're my kind of preferred packaging of choice now. Stratton do these, Phoebus are doing these with their new more expensive watches, and Pantor have sent me them in the past as well. 1 year warranty only. One of those frightening tools that looks like it belongs in a nightmare dentist chair, and a second strap, although to be honest, it's not that great. Doesn't look good on the watch. Not that nice quality. I'm not even going to bother showing you that one today. But the watch itself is alright. Let's have a look at it. So 45 millimeters in diameter, 15 millimeters thick, but a compact 48 mil lug tip to lug tip. So in spite of that hefty diameter dimension, it actually wears okay on wrist, as you will see at some point soon. 24 millimeter lug width, and weighed up on the standard supplied rubber silicone strap, it weighs in at 161 grams. Now that is pretty much what I would expect a 40mm watch on a full stainless steel bracelet. So there is certainly a bit of heft about this particular turtle. 316L stainless steel case, crown, bezel and case back. Case back is screwed down, giving this watch 500 meters of water resistance. There is an attractive etched sea turtle in there, just advertising stainless steel sapphire crystal. Screw down crown, as you'd expect to give that depth rating. Now concealed within there, as noted in the intro, is a Seiko NH35 24 jewels, Hax hand winds, 42-hour power reserve. You can expect this one to be rugged, robust, reliable and accurate. They can go for many years between services as well, these Seiko movements, so a good choice if you're not going to be taking the back on and off this one, which you don't really want to with a diver. We also have a helium escape valve on the side, so if you are going to use this one as a hardcore diving watch, then that one will serve you well, I'm sure. And as with the Nautilus, the bezel action is outstanding. 120 click unidirectional rotating dive time bezel, no backplay whatsoever, and it really does fill you with confidence. It's a very robust action. And the machining on the bezel is just as robust, just as industrial as the action. Very nice indeed. Quite a simple finish on the case. We've got a horizontal brushing on the mid case
and a little polished chamfered edge leading to those lugs. And there's the sea turtle motif etched onto a nice and grippy crown. No crown guards though, nicely knurled, so you should be able to get a good grip on it, but no crown guards to protect it in the instance of a walloping against a rock or something similar. The big chunky silicone rubber strap, 24 all the way, very soft, flexible, compliant and comfortable, but as you can see it's a proper silicone one. It's one of those ones that's going to gather every little bit of dust and ooze from the crevices of your house, so you'll be continuously cleaning it. Large Panerai style buckle at the other end with Pantor deep etched in it. Now I put up the Loom video, C3 Superluminova, so it's got that really bright green initial burst that you get from C3, but as you can see there, not lasting all that long, and the last man standing is the Loom Pip. And that's not really what you want. You want the hands to be hanging in there as the last man standing, not the pip. Loom is therefore okay, if not outstanding. The dial, as noted, just printed those indices, C3 but just printed on. We've got a little minute track with 5-minute increments around the outside, just advertising 500 meters. But Pantor is just in full block capitals in a particularly nondescript font as well. Reminds me of the early Phoebus models before they started pushing that King Octopus onto the dial and everywhere else. I think Pantor needs a little bit more branding for future models. Date window cut down there at the 430, being an H35, just a white date frame. Relatively well integrated, I guess they did that so that they could maintain that nice big index there at the 3. And there it is on wrist, in spite of that big 45mm diameter dimension, because it's a relatively compact 48mm lug to lug. Sits not bad at all, sits nice and flush because there's no protrusion of the case back, and the silicone rubber strap is very, very soft and comfortable indeed. Still looks a little bit ungainly, a little bit too big for my 7-inch wrist. I tend to shy away from these big chunky watches. Don't own a 24mm strap, for example. And that's it outside. You can see a little bit of AR coating on the dead flat sapphire crystal covering the dial. Quite legible because it's the stark black dial against those white indices and the white hands. Plenty of real estate there. Those big sawed hands make the watch very legible indeed. So, you know, there is a fairly strong argument that this is a proper dive watch for proper diving. Praise be, who knew they made dive watches for such purposes? It's big, it's chunky, it's got a massive amount of water resistance, helium escape valve if you ever need that, and the white on black makes it super legible. It's even got a nice, big, long strap to fit over the top of a wetsuit. But the loom, which is all important on dive watches if you're actually going to get it diving, isn't as good as it could be. And at $420 US, I think there are better offerings from Seiko's stable which do the same thing. And it's not often that you hear me recommending a Seiko based on value for money as opposed to a micro brand, is it?
So there you have it, my third and probably my final Pantor. Perhaps I've completely misjudged them. Perhaps I just don't get them. Have you bought a Pantor? Are you a happy and satisfied Pantor owner? Leave me a comment, let me know why you picked one of these up and what it does for you that the next watch down the list couldn't have done. I mean, as I said, it's not all bad, very nicely manufactured head, and you could certainly take this one diving. Big, chunky watch with a reasonable amount of loom, heaps of water resistance, big silicone band that will go all the way around the wetsuit. But like I said in the intro, why wouldn't you buy a Seiko Samurai and spend the change on a couple of pizzas? Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.